Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Neda Maria Kaizumi, your host, and today we have the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Dmytro Malashevskyi to our show Beyond the Tech. Dmytro is a technology builder and a leader with experience across products, engineering, and business. He is focused on turning complex tech, especially data and AI, into simple solutions that deliver real customer value. Today, his work centers on scaling teams, innovating in sales process, and building products that matters. Welcome to the show, Dima.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, how did your early life and studies lead you into technology? I'm curious.
I know it's an interesting question. I was raised in the period when there were still wired phones with the dial disc, and technology came really gradually into my life. So, and the first computer, it was like something magical, especially in Eastern Europe, in Ukraine, where I was particularly raised. So I attended computer courses starting from Windows basics. So, today it's absolutely essence knowledge, but back in the day, it was something really new breakthrough. And went through all the courses and up to C++ engineering. And at university, I studied architectural lighting science and systems. So this comes with a lot of math, physics, theory of electrotechnics. So quite struggling profession to obtain, to be honest.
Very interesting. But why tech? What hook you building products and systems?
I started in pure sales and business development after my study because of natural communication skills. And at the time, the compensation and benefits in my field was beyond the living wage. So I tried my best at sales and accelerated in my career. So when I went back to tech in 2019, and I was fascinated with the possibilities to work from home or to work from any point of world online, to be basically free and still make the real life impact. And when do you want to grow fast? You need to do work in the field that grows fast and moves fast. So in IT and tech was it for me.
Very interesting. I bet there are a lot of out there thinking similar. But what were the key lessons from your first roles that still guided you today? What are the key lessons you have with you?
I have a couple. In my first role and the first tech role, there were different outcomes and different learnings. But the first ones is to stay professional with customers, even they're friendliest friends possible to you. It could backfire in a really unpredictable way. So, and take actions. Better ask for forgiveness than permission. You should do brave. You should be brave to succeed. So, and I try to act with that mindset through my career, and not to left behind this boldness that brought me here. And in post-COVID era, in the tech field, what I learned that in B2B sales, timing is the king. You can write the best in history letter, or you can give your best pitch, but if the timing is wrong, if there is no need, it's just senseless. Nothing you can do. But when the timing is good and your product is sufficient and the need of customer is crystallized, you can just write, okay, I have this product, I help with this pain, and you have a deal. After calls, of course, with some estimations, etc. But the timing is a king, and you really need to draw the line between fake it till you make it and pure lie. You need to draw that line and do not cross it, because it will backfire as well.
Absolutely, I agree. And there is a saying that be in a right place at the right time, right? So that always counts.
Yeah, sure.
What prompted you the shift from a stable team role to the top management role for you?
It's not an easy shift because you leave behind a lot of things you like to do. So when you excel in the sales career and you become a manager, you know, if you want to be successful in sales, you need to naturally love it. You need to love speaking with people, meet new people, etc. When you become manager, it is less and less part of your day-to-day job, and you communicate like with your team. So it's quite a shift. But you know what gives you opportunity to step up and to get the like top management role is taking the responsibility. So I believe that taking responsibility and decision making are the like pivotal abilities to grow in your career. And I read somewhere in like where it was like a famous quote, but I believe that your paycheck is equal to the responsibility you can take. So the more responsibility you can take on your shoulder, the bigger paycheck you will receive.
That's for sure. And maybe people who are listening to the show are interested to know what are you doing. Maybe you can tell us about your current company and what problem are you solving right now. And your role, if I'm not wrong, is Chief Revenue Officer. So maybe you can tell what your company does and what you specifically do.
Okay. So my company Ncube, it solves like one and only problem for the last 17 years. So it's creating and scaling engineering teams for our customers, whether it's like staff augmentation, dedicated team to build a product from scratch, or research and development center somewhere in the world. So we give a hand of help here. So we mostly focused on Eastern Europe, Latin America talent pool, but go above and beyond when it's needed for our customers. It seems like a simple problem that we are like solving, but resolving simple problems better than others, it's a harder task, especially in this like extremely saturated market. So as a chief revenue officer, I lead all the processes from lead generation, converting sales, account management, and marketing. So it's all the processes that get money, retain the money, and bring the future money to the company.
And that's probably we're getting close to the interesting part, because I would like to know, where does AI come into your sales process and how has it changed the way you engage with your clients?
AI changes like basically everything what we do. So it helps to be like more efficient in every process, like searching signs or by intent. Like we have customer GPT with all our case studies and company information that helps our salespeople to prepare better for the sales calls and to have like most relevant case studies, like in 3 seconds, like in one click, you get all the information to prepare. Like note takers, it's quite obvious, but it helps with like follow-ups, with the summaries, integrations with the CRMs. So seamless flow data. So much less like manual labor, much less routine tasks. So the people could focus on what really means. As well, like post-call analysis of sales manager's job. So also to self-reflect. So like ChatGPT is a really great sales trainer. I evaluated it many times, but when it prompted well, it gives you like great insights on your job as a salesman. But you need to be a little bit rough with the ChatGPT. Ask him to be rough with you, because the modern LLMs, they're like really soft and they try to smooth the angles and not to offend you, not to make you sad. So you need to ask them to be like as clear as possible, in the most precise way, and as rough as your like worst manager. So, and then it gives quite balanced feedback, not really over exaggerated. For our internal spreadsheets, AI, we created like self-written scripts that save account managers times to focus on the important tasks. We have targeting tools that helps us to filter the pool of potential customers much more efficient, much more faster, to reduce spam, to reduce unintended correspondence, etc. Even with the contract evaluations, sometimes we have like contracts from the customers. So before we go to the lawyer, we can like assess if there is a discrepancy versus our like major contract, and if there is a changes versus our like core principles of cooperating. And if there are some, we can negotiate on the spot. But of course, legals are still there. We can't take the job from them. But I believe the ChatGPT will evaluate, or not only ChatGPT, but other LLMs evaluate to take over here as well, especially in the small contracts and small assignments.
So basically, it's a combination of Gen AI and automation that you use more as AI product in your daily life, right?
Yes, and we try to, automate as much as possible to reduce this manual, boring job, because this like boring job is what burn out people. So when human being like lack of purpose, lack of interest in tasks, lack of creativity is always the hamper. It's always like burning out on a distance. And at our company, we focus on the long-term contracts with our customers, and we focus on the long-term engagements with the people work for Ncube.
Very interesting. What has been the hardest product decision that you have made so far, and what did you learn from this?
Oh, our product decisions, they're like always connected to clients, as our teams, their work on our customers' products, basically. The hardest decision is not to engage with the potential customers who are like designed to failure. And, it could be like rough, but when somebody came to us with some stack of money, but without like clear roadmap, with no like long-term budget, with no marketing research and marketing budget, without like product market fit, these kind of engagements, they're like churn out as a losses for the company. And so you need to focus on the better for the company on the long run, versus taking like some low-hanging dollars or euros, today, and to get like bad debts in the future. So, saying no to the prospective customer, is the hardest, especially when you're like salesman in your soul, and you need to like negotiate with the sales manager who brought this contract in, and you say, okay, we can't go with them. I'm sorry.
I totally get it. Okay, what is your next milestone over the coming 12 to 8 months?
We look like optimistically on the market right now, and on the need of engineering, on the transformation. I think the last like 2 years were slow because of uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty in the like world, but the technical debt stacks up. So we see more and more companies from the real life business, they come to us to scale up the teams. So we are positive for growth of 25-35% within like 18 months. And it will not come without efficiency growth for our people. So we are aiming to like automate and straighten and streamline like every possible process to eliminate like routine tasks, and to decrease human mistakes. And we have really high hopes for AI agents for that purpose. Our CEO, he is like former engineer, so he is now like playing with the AI agents possibilities, and trying to create some kind of helper for our sales development representatives, because it's still like more than 80% of job in the sales is preparation, is targeting. The targeting is like main thing, and it's a lot of like manual job. So when the AI agents, sufficient AI agents, come out with the simple and not too expensive as it is now solution, it will be a game changer.
And it is absolutely. And one of the things we're keep talking about AI agent, Gen AI use and automation. So there is an extent of responsible AI involved. And you obviously are part of EU as well in Latvia. So how do you interpret the EU AI Act in practice for both yourself and customers?
I'm a free spirit myself. So, my personal views are against like any regulations. But I understand that like for a better world, of course, there should be some like limitations and restrictions, because there will be some bad people to twist the purpose of the AI. But, I'm afraid of like I'm afraid that AI could become a tool to spread the government's agendas and to bend facts, not to offend some like people. So to make it, to smooth all the angles, to smooth all the corners, not to offend somebody, and to destroy real factual information. The second thought I have, that like I read a study that to 2030 their AI will be hunger for information. It will consume all human created information, and it will start learning from itself. So, and it will degrade the quality, degrade the information, increase the hallucinations. So I think there should be some limitations or some kind of mechanism prevent the learning from like other AIs created content. Because from my point of view as an engineer, I see it's like a death spiral. So it will degrade so much that at some point it will be like not usable anymore. And in terms of responsible AI, as a company, we still like on the early stages. We use like some kind of automation tools. We do not interact with the people with AI tools. So we are not in the position to implement, responsible AI principles, because still all the customer-facing roles are people on our side, and the soft skill, and our business is really human dependent on every stage. That's it.
And as long as you have the human in loop principle, I think you are with responsible AI, because it's ultimately the human who decides. Although human can have bias herself or herself. But that's okay. Thank you for sharing that. If you had unlimited resources, and this is my favorite question in this show, what ambitious AI project would you pursue if you had everything in Word and didn't have to worry about the food on the table? What would have you done?
I thought about that. So I came up with the two ideas. The one like more ambitious. So I would probably focus on some seamless language translation, like just Apple launched and released. So in my point of view, like the language barrier is one of the biggest like hampers in humanity development. So, and a lot of disparity and the lack of communication causes a lot of problems, and even starting wars in modern world. So I think the language itself, it's like some kind of rudiment that on the like long run will extinct. So, and the people could communicate with like anyone with some small device. So I think it would be great for like human development, and it would bring like much more like added value than even LLMs. So the human communication, like barrierless, I think it's a great thing to have. And the second one is like less ambitious, but I think for personally for myself, it will save a ton of time. And I think it's commercially, it has huge potential. Like some kind of AI agent that assists you in every possible online task, like finding and choosing some tickets, or like flight tickets or tickets to the concert of your favorite band, or like buy used furniture on the website, like gathering data about jobs that fits for you, or like make a research of salary within like talent pool similar to you, etc. So, or monitor something you are want to buy online but it's out of stock and you don't want to have all this like emails. So some kind of agent that complete small tasks day to day for you, that will save like hours per day, I think.
Definitely. And I definitely want the first product that you said about the language. The second one, I think everybody wish, even to the extent that there is a robot to wash your dishes in the
Yes.
kitchen. I think absolutely it's nice.
I think like dishwasher, it's out of topic, but dishwasher was the best buy for our family. When we got the dishwasher, the fights ratio reduced like by 50% at least.
Interesting. Great. Last but not least, what does Beyond the Tech mean to you?
Personally, for me, it's the community of like-minded people that not just like adapt to the like AI-driven future, but create it and craft it, and selflessly share their ideas and their journey. And it's great to have.
Thank you so much for your insight and all what you shared. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I'm sure our listeners will do. But at any case, thank you so much for today. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dmytro Malashevskyi. Thank you.
Yeah, Neda, thanks for having me and have a good day.